What's up guys, back to another Konosuba video. In today's video we're going to talk about the weapon selection ticket and the jewelry selection tickets. Now you can get a decent amount of the weapon selection tickets. I only have one of each right now because I haven't actually collected mine yet, but I will be going over them and selecting them. I believe, now don't quote me on this, that the jewelry one is going to be +5 and the weapon is going to be +0 based off of the past tickets, but I will double check at the end of the video. So if you're wondering that, go ahead and skip to the end where I check the weapon and jewelry I pick. And you know, I would hope to be wrong. I hope that the weapon is +5 as well. At least it would be cool if it was +6, but I doubt they're gonna be that generous. But I just wanted to let you guys know. First off, let's jump into the weapon selection ticket. So the weapon selection is going to deviate a little from the jewelry one, just for the fact that most of these are pretty easily obtainable, and the best one I can recommend to you is if you are a newer player, whoever your best character is. There's a bunch of tier lists. I know Full Paragon has a tier list. I talked about the best characters of reroll in a past video. If pretty much just find who your best character is and give them a weapon, unless you are already working on their personal weapon. If the personal weapon is very good, like let's say your best character is Christmas Wiz has a really good personal weapon, so you could have Wiz give her a personal weapon, work towards that, and give your secondary character, let's say it's a, like, you know, it's the Earth Mitsurugi, the casino one, right? Then you can give him the guy a sword so he can hit a little bit harder, right? Now if you're more far along, then what I recommend you doing is grabbing either a scepter, the water one, if you don't have it for legendary aqua is really good, or a staff. I'm not saying these other ones are bad, but I see the staffs getting the most use just because if you're running a full mage team and you have, let's say, the Leviathan staff or the assassin staff, and let's say you need like one more, like for example, if you're running like earth mages, right? None of the main mages run like Rin, Aru, Yin. All of their personal weapons are going to be light, dark, wind for the respective OG cards, so you wouldn't have any way of giving them better weapons if you had Leviathan and Assassin Staff on characters. Obviously that's going to be a very niche scenario if you have a built-up account, but it can happen, so I recommend doing these staffs, as most of the time, especially with something like swords, I never have found myself running these swords. I always either have their personal weapon or their Chinchin Maru, and then lances, I just run their personal weapons or the other ones, and I've pretty much only ever used scepters and staffs. Personally speaking, I think staffs are a little bit better because on the JP version there's actually a second upgrade where they change and they get stuff like, I believe one of them has gauge up. I might be mistaking it with the armor. There's like a jewelry armor upgrade you can get as well, and they have little subsets like reduces damage taken or boosts elemental damage, all that kind of funky stuff. I'll make a video on that eventually when it gets closer to global, but they do have pretty nice upgrades, so don't fret if you're like, oh well, I want blaze staff but I don't think I'll ever use it. You'll probably be using it for either, you know, your off mage. I can't remember the stats on it, but I believe they should be better than the goddess weapon slash arena ones, just based off of the fact that they have an extra bonus, such as, like, you know, gauge up and stuff. Even if you aren't going to use them as much, it's still nice to have them. So I would recommend, of course, getting one of these staffs. The one I'll probably be getting is the light or dark staff, just because Yakata Yin could easily use that. Ainz can definitely use this staff since he technically doesn't have a personal weapon. He has his weapon but not a personal one, so he's probably going to be using either Leviathan or Assassin, so he can use this if you're using on other characters, or the light staff because there is a good light Aru, the Halloween one that came out on JP a couple months ago. Very nice, so I might grab that for her in the future. And then of course another good option is the scepters. I might also grab a chaos scepter for if I ever pull the Arabian Amy. Her time's a little past, but it's still a good one. Staff for her, or like another one, lightning scepter for El Celio, because like use her every now and again for stuff. So those are probably the best bets on those, but like I said, it really depends on where your account is at and who you need weapons for. Next up is the jewelry run. This one is a bit easier to go off of because it's pretty much just grab these ones, right? So blaze earrings, hydro earrings, lightning earrings, Gaia earrings, and tornado earrings all have 3 stages you can grind them from. The shining and chaos, which are the light and dark ones, only have 2 stages, and then I believe all the drops have 1. If not, I think the lightning drop has 2, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a bit harder to grind the drops. However, the drops are magical based and most enemies will hit you with a physical attack instead, so it's normally better to grab the earrings instead. There are some scenarios when you fight mages that these are going to be better at, but most of the time, especially something like dungeon, most of the enemies are either punching you in the face or slashing you with something, so it's better to grab the earrings. Personally, I recommend the shining or chaos earrings if you have an account that is a little bit built up, as these are going to be the hardest to get. I only have 2 chaos earrings and 2 shining earrings, so I will definitely be grabbing one of those. I will double check though, just in case I have the mats for them. If your account is not built up, what I recommend you doing is picking either the type you're getting in. So let's say your best team is water, right? So you're going to be fighting fire enemies. Grab a blaze earring, just so you'll be either better off fighting those enemies, or grab a lightning earring, something that your attacks aren't going to be super effective against, so that way you live a bit longer. Obviously, it's not the best case scenario, but it is better than nothing. It really depends on if you want to hit the element you're good against harder. Or another good thing you could do is if you're struggling on a story stage, you can just find out what the boss is using against you and then get one of those as well. This ticket is pretty generic in the fact that they're all still pretty good and pretty used. Also, you could just use them to +6 something. If you didn't know, to +6 these or even the weapons in general, you just need a dupe of said thing. So let's say you want a 6-star chaos earring, you would get your +5 one and then just use a sticker on it, and then boom, you can make it +6. Easy, right? But other than that, that's pretty much it. I am going to get a chaos earring really quickly. Chaos earring. And then I am going to, for weapon, I think I'm going to grab the chaos staff just to have it for Ainz in the Yakuza Union if I ever need it for them. So let me go ahead and go to the smithy and I'll go to upgrade. They should be unlocked. Boop. Oh, it's straight up +6. Really? Okay, that's really nice. That's +6. Okay, okay. And then there is, oh, it's this one. Okay, so unfortunately it looks like the weapon is maxed, but the earring is not. Very, very unfortunate. Still, that's fine. You can get this upgraded pretty easily to +5. The weapon being max is actually really, really nice considering you can get so many. You can pretty much start the game and just grab, you know, the 3 characters you have in the front, grab weapons for all 3 of them, and then you're pretty much chilling for a little bit. I probably will grab the light staff and then probably the dark scepter, or maybe the wind scepter. That is not scepters. Yeah, I don't really have too many of them. I do have the lightning one already, so probably the dark one. But other than that, that's pretty cool. I really do like that the weapons are maxed. Let me know your thoughts and questions you have about these tickets. Sorry if this is a more of a vague video, but it is really hard to be like, yeah, your account needs this, unless, you know, you can see someone's account in general, just because, you know, certain weapons are really good on certain characters. But other than that, let me know what you guys got in the comments. If you're excited that the weapons are max, if you wish the jewelry was max as well, all that kind of stuff. And don't forget to like and subscribe as always, and I will catch y'all in the next Konosuba video.